Hey guys, Dan Howman back with another Dragonheir video. Today I've been testing out some free-to-play teams using no legendaries, and I've been trying to see, how much damage I can get on bosses like Temporal Vortex. So I'm going to show you the team that I found that does really good damage on Temporal Vortex, and you can use a similar team in other boss battles and stuff like that. So let's go through what I got so far. I'm using absolutely no legendaries besides the one you get from completing the story. So I'm only using the legendary that you get after 2 weeks. You do have to kill the dragon to be able to get him, but he is 100% free. Everyone in this team is 100% free to play. I think, let's see what we got going on here. So my healer and tank, the only one that you might have a little bit of trouble getting is Furbath. So Furbath is a really good hero here. So obviously I'm using really good gear and artifacts because I want to showcase how much damage this team can do with really good gear. So say you're a free to play and you've played the whole season. You obviously aren't going to probably have the legendary artifacts, but you should be able to get up and get the gold gear and get all of that. So I kind of wanted to showcase the high end of this free-to-play team and how much damage you can do when it's fully maxed out, right? So here we go. Here's the first guy. This is Furbath. He's a good healer. So his healing scales off defense. So I've focused a lot on defense. So defense percent, flat defense. I've also tried to get a lot of skill haste and defense as well with some HP. The HP is going to make him a little bit tankier, but I'm focusing mostly on defense percent, flat defense, and skill haste. That just gives him the most amount of healing. Now, for artifacts, you can use obviously whatever you want here. You can use something a lot different. There's one that gives just like defense percent here. Kind of figure out depending on what artifact you have. Okay, so that's my healer and tank. In this dungeon, you do not need any you do not need a tank. If you do need a tank, say you're doing one of the other dungeons, I recommend this guy right here. This little dwarf is really good. So you can build him and he's going to be really good for you. Again, it says modifier defense, but I like going a little bit hybrid if you're just trying to keep him alive, because he also gets a plus 10 max HP shield. So I like to build a hybrid of HP and defense on him. But this tank is actually really good. This dude is actually really good. He's better than some of the legendary tanks, in my opinion. And now the only legendary in the group, as I said, is Eric. You do get this guy for free in the game. All you have to do is kill the purple dragon at the end of the campaign, and you'll get a copy of him. Now, that can be difficult depending on what kind of teams you have, but I'm trying to give the best free-to-play team for you to set up to be able to get you to this point. So you can swap this guy out for someone else. You're probably going to use your tank in the spot, the tank I was talking about earlier. Probably going to put him in the spot. But yeah, okay. Now this epic Tonal Nan is really good. He is one of the best wild DPS in the game, even compared to some of the legendaries. So this guy's pretty good. There's no real trick to building this guy. I do like a lot of attack on him, but that is because I'm using this right here where, range heroes get 10% of his attack. I only have two ranged in here, so it's not doing like an incredible amount, but again, build attack, you want some crit rate, some crit damage, etc. She does, or she, I think it's a she, actually does get 20% crit. So that's kind of nice. That's on top of this. So I actually have 60% crit, not 40. And stacks the crit damage with this as well, which is kind of nice. So really good free-to-play hero. One of the best in the game. So, okay. I went attack. And I'm just looking for crit rate and crit damage subs. You can go crit rate gloves if you want, or crit damage gloves for that matter. Kind of just depends on what kind of gear you got. Okay, so the first rare on the team that we have here is going to be this Netta girl. I do prefer her over Thea. However, I have Thea kind of built as a support, and I'll kind of go over that in a minute here. So Netta, I have her. Obviously, all the heroes that I have in this group are skilled up. If you have Eric, you might not have him skilled up yet. But is what it is. So, okay, so here we go. I'm using this artifact again. Just use whatever artifact you have that's going to benefit them. Just use whatever you got. So This hero just has a higher chance to have the wild success, which is kind of nice for buffing other people in your group. Just means she's proccing wild a lot, which means you get more crit damage on the other epic and stuff like that. Again, I just built her with some attack speed, and I got this set that basically does the target's max HP up to attack. I kind of just used whatever I had, so again, just depending on what gear you have, just use what you got, okay? So I went crit rate, I went attack, and then I tried to just get crit and crit damage subs. I got her up to almost 80% crit with 150 crit damage with a really high attack. So that's how I built her. Now the next hero is Thea. I think Thea deals a little bit less damage, but Thea also has this thing where recharges the ultimate when there's a successful wild by allies. It's annoying because it says this skill only takes effect once during a period. And they don't tell you how long a period is. Is it 1 second? Is it 100 seconds? Is it 1 hour? Is it once per battle? There's no information on this. The tooltips are really, really lacking in this game. It's almost offensive how basic the tooltips are, because it's like, well, some heroes that'll say, you know, passive crit rate buff, but then it won't tell you the crit rate. So you have no idea how much crit rate you have to build on the hero. It's really, really, this is probably my biggest complaint about the game, is just the lack of tooltips. We don't know how long the period is, because if this is once per battle, she's not very good. If it's once per 10 seconds, then she can be really good. But you just don't know because they hide all that information. Anyways, I built her like a support. So I'm using this artifact that gives the defense penalty. This is the only way to get the defense penalty. There's an epic version of this as well that lands it only on one target and has the weaker version. But since she gets faster recharges on her ultimate, I figured I'd put this on her. And then I also gave her a lot of skill haste to try to help that. So I got some skill haste here. I tried to get skill haste on all of them. So I have the one set that gives me a little bit of skill haste as well. See, she's got 31 skill haste. Not a lot, but I was just trying to get some on her just so that she can use this ultimate more often and a little bit quicker. So 18.8 second. Oh, this one's 16 second. Maybe I should have put it on her. Maybe I should have put it on her because she actually has a lot sooner ultimate. But anyways, you'll kind of have to figure this out. And she would be the first person I would probably replace in the group. As I said, if you need a tank, I'd replace it with the tank. Or if you finally get one of these other legendary heroes like Felicity or Flora, you're going to want to swap this girl out for one of those heroes, in my opinion. I went crit rate, attack, and then tried to get the same thing, attack, crit, and crit damage subs. We got a little bit of attack here. We got basically about 90% crit and 170 crit damage. So that's kind of the team setup. I wanted to talk about this pretty in depth because I wanted to go through the logic and why I did it. So that's going to be pretty much it for the video. You can stay to the end. Obviously, I'll let the whole thing play out. You can watch the fight. And then, or maybe I'll kind of fast forward a little bit to the end. We'll kind of see here. But, okay, so we'll start the battle. And I'll kind of just show you what's going on here and what kind of damage we're getting from the different heroes here. I think you guys will be surprised who the amount of damage you're getting out of some of these heroes. Furbath is quite amazing. This is the first time I've really tested Furbath. I've heard a lot of people say he's really good, and man, his healing is really good. I mean, look at those ticks, 2580 ticks. And then when he attacks, as long as the boss has any sort of debuff, he heals the lowest person. So now I got the debuff up from decreased defense. So now when he attacks, it's going to heal additionally the person with the lowest health. So really cool because that kind of keeps everyone topped up. And that's why I have everyone grouped so closely around him, because his AoE heals are kind of like a smaller radius. You can see that right now, the radius, that circle thing. So that's kind of why I have everyone grouped around him. And this boss doesn't really have aggro, so you don't really need a tank for this boss. Now, it might be a little bit harder once you get, you know, have to have a tank and stuff. But if you use that fire tank I was talking about, that little dwarf, he is quite good. And he has an AoE taunt. He has like self shield, and I think he is quite a good tank. So I only have the 3-piece bonus, or the 3 hero bonus right now, because I got 4 wild and then a poison. But this poison healer / tank is just really, really good. So, okay. I think I will just let this play out for a little bit. You can fast forward to the end. I'll put timestamps below if you want to just check out the damage, or if you want to watch for a little bit and just kind of watch how the damage goes. But you can see that epic wild hero is really good, man. He's really good. I even have that support artifact on him, right? And then this rare is pumping out damage as well. So Eric doesn't even look that good compared to the epics and the rares, man. It's quite insane. I think if you have mine's skilled up. My Eric is skilled up. All my heroes are skilled up in here. I think it's important to get skill ups in heroes that you're trying to use. I know they're a little bit hard to get, especially the legendary ones. You basically have to buy them. But for epics and rares, it's a little bit easier to get those skill ups. Again, I do have that other elite who's really low on the DPS meter. I do have her kind of built as a support. I have her to get her ultimates off quickly, and she's got the, she has the artifact that basically just gives her accuracy. So it's not really boosting her damage at all, but she's kind of boosting everyone else's damage because she's putting up that decreased defense. It doesn't have a lot of uptime. It's like maybe 50% uptime, if not less. So you can see it's up right now. And now it's gone. Also, Furball, what's his name? Furbag? Furball? Furbag. What the fuck is his name? Furball, Furbag, Furlow, Fur something. Furbath. Furbath? Furbath? He also puts decreased attack on the boss, so it's kind of useful as well. So we're already at 10 million damage. For a free-to-play team, obviously I have really good gear and really good artifacts, but I still wanted to show the max amount of damage you can do with a free-to-play team like this, okay? All of these heroes are free-to-play. You don't need to spend to get any of these. This is the only legendary in the game you get for free. So free-to-play here, players, you know, it's a good team to focus on because you know you're going to get one legendary for free. You know he's going to be a wild hero. There's at least one rare that's pretty solid, and you have the epic wild hero who's really solid as well. And then you get Furbath, who's really nice as a tank, or just a healer. He doesn't have taunt, so he's only going to get aggro by being closest to the enemy team. So if you need the taunt, you're going to want to put in that dwarf I was talking about. Okay, I'll be back, and we'll go over the damage screen in a minute here. All right, here we go. We're starting to lose some team members here. We're at 35 mil. Obviously, I got really good gear, really good artifacts, but I still wanted to show the top end of this team instead of showing, you know, whatever 8 million damage run with this team. So. There we go. This should, even in purple gear with bad artifact, you should be able to get to, you know, 8 million damage to get some of the journal quests done and stuff like that. So if I show the stats, here's what we got going on. So Eric did end up doing the most damage, 35. 26% from the epic, 23% from the rare. Great performance from her, honestly. Kind of weak performance here. I don't have her nerfed that much, so I think she's just not as good of a hero as she is here. She just seems to do less damage. Again, they hide all the multipliers. They hide everything about all the heroes, so you kind of have to test them all. Otherwise, you'll never know who's going to be better than who. They just really hide so much information with the tooltips. It makes it really difficult to test things out for people. It makes them difficult to do all this because I have to sit here and test. I mean, it took me probably 4 hours to get this video done. Testing all these different combinations, trying to get the most damage. I've spent probably about 4 hours trying to test these heroes because there's just no tooltip information about damage multipliers, how long cooldowns are, internal cooldowns, all of this stuff. So, okay, that's it for the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. This one did take me a lot of time, so hopefully you guys enjoyed the video and is useful. I'm trying to make a little bit more free-to-play videos. I'm on the test server, obviously, so just wanted to show you that. So, okay, that's it for the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like and the subscribe button. Have a great day, everyone. See you guys.